everybody, and welcome to the episode of Heels Up. I am Vlad St. Valentine, and with me, as always, is the only one who matters, Mr. Reggie Lincoln.
How's it going, buddy? How's it going?
Dude, I've been drinking for a few hours, so it's going pretty fucking good.
Well, you drank, you watch Raw. I mean, what's better? What's better than doing that, my man?
Feel a little Triple H tonight, man. Sorry
I know,
about
right?
that. Yeah, had to get it out of the way. Oh, now that I'm coated in alcohol.
Hey, you wouldn't be the first person to do that.
It's like St. Patrick's Day minus the urine and vomit. All right.
Okay.
So, we're here today to review the episode of Raw from, what month are we in? July?
July the 27th.
Yeah. July 27th, 2020. We start the episode with Randy Orton out, and he says there's something lacking, something he misses, and that thing is the WWE Championship. And quite frankly, I'm cool with this, man. Like, I don't want Randy to win it, but Randy Orton is, with the trajectory he's going right now, he's more dangerous than he's ever been. He's more scary than he's ever been. So with Drew just running ripshod and being that smart, dominant face champion that we've all wanted for a long time, quite frankly, Randy Orton's the only logical step as far as another contender goes.
I completely agree with that. Who else would you gonna get? Who else would you get?
Well, Lashley, but I think Lashley needs more time to gestate in that role, or in that dominant role that he's doing right now with the Hurt Business. So give him a little more time, but physically he matches up to Drew. But we've already seen him lose because of the Lana shtick stuff he was doing earlier.
But it was Lana that cost him.
Yeah, give him more time and let him come back around to it. But for right now, Randy's the man. I just don't want to see Randy win it.
Hey, you never know what you're going to get with these things.
Randy's had his time. He's done. Drew's championship needs to be a long and tenured one that sees him beat people like Randy Orton, who are very dominant and scary people, to give his championship more credibility. I think this is the perfect move. I think it's the right way to go, but it will be a complete failure if you give it to Randy after this is done at SummerSlam, because quite frankly, Drew is your champion. Drew's your man. Make him a champion for a new era by solidifying him through a dominant reign, which includes victories over dominant people.
And on top of that, I think Randy still have more legends to kill. So, I mean, the legend killer thing isn't over. And honestly, a championship victory over Drew, I wouldn't say it would ruin it, but it would take away from the story they're telling of him legend killing.
It would derail that story a bit. Yeah, you're right. It would take him up that trajectory, and that's a better place for him to be right now.
You got that right.
Because really, we're just kind of warming Randy over and keeping him busy till Edge gets back, because that's the person who needs to put Randy down.
Exactly.
Now, I can see them putting the belt on Randy and making it about the title when Edge comes back, so Edge could win the title again. But I would hate for that to be at Drew's expense.
Oh, it definitely does not need to be at Drew's expense.
So, I can see them doing that. I can see why they would do it. And I'm not saying that's a bad idea in as far as how it relates to Edge, but I think you would not get as much out of that as you would as continuing to make Drew an icon, because we haven't had a John Cena or a Rock or a Stone Cold Steve Austin in a very long time.
That's something we're dying for right now.
It is. Someone who's marketable, not just to us as the diehards who will watch this crap no matter how bad it gets, but also to the fans, the average fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
All right. So after Randy was done calling out Drew and everything like that, as he walks up the ramp, we see he walks past Nia Jax. Nia Jax walks down the ramp to the ring. She's there to cut her promo about how everybody is getting what they want, but she wants Charlotte Flair.
She wants the championship, I thought. Isn't that what she said?
Well, she wants the championship as well. And then she starts mouthing off about Charlotte Flair. That's when she was interrupted by a true BMF, Shayna Baszler.
Who, again, the last time we saw Shayna Baszler was getting her ass whooped by Nia Jax in that, Money in the Bank match.
Oh, yeah.
Getting chucked into a wall like a rag doll. So, I mean, I'm down for this feud, man.
Oh, yeah. And she was interrupted by Baszler. Baszler said, nobody cares what you want. And that's when Nia threw the first punch. It just turned into a brawl. And it was a good setup for the match coming up later on between the two.
Yeah, I'm like they didn't waste time bullshitting around with this one.
No, they didn't. Yeah, they were just throwing blows by blows. The biggest one around and the biggest badass around going at it. This is kind of what you want in the women's division right here.
Yeah. After that, we go to commercial. After that, we come back and Street Profits are out, and they're talking about how they want to be ring announcers. And in doing so, they announced that the Viking Raiders are coming out, along with Ricochet and Cedric Alexander.
Yes, sir.
And Andrade and Angel. And we're going to have a triple threat tag team match to decide the number one contender for the Raw Tag Team Championship match at SummerSlam.
Correct.
And I believe that I walked inside only after only seeing the Viking Raiders coming out and not even knowing who, you and I both, before we even saw who the challengers were going to be outside the Viking Raiders, we both said, oh yeah, Angel and Andrade are winning this match.
Yeah.
Which is what we got. The only blessing out of this match was that Cedric Alexander ate the pin instead of the Viking Raiders for the 4th week in a row or 5th week in a row or however many weeks it's been.
Oh,
Viking
yeah,
Raiders
because... but those are good guys too.
They are, but I guarantee
they're still
you,
building up.
I guarantee you, Eric was just grateful. He walked backstage immediately afterwards and shook Cedric's hand and said, "Thank you. I've had to eat pins for fucking 3 weeks. I appreciate it."
Yeah, and let Cedric and Ricochet build up some more before they look like a threat as a team.
Give them a name or something. Give them some coordinated outfits or some shit. I don't know.
Well, that's the crazy part about it. Everybody coordinated.
Anyway.
No, that's the Street Profits call them the Fly Boys.
The Fly Boys. I like that. You only got to find Shawn Wayans to come do their DJ stick for them.
I'm pretty sure they'll bust out some moves.
Maybe J-Lo can back them up. Can I fit any more in Living Color references into this one moment? So what do you think about Angel and Andrade versus Street Profits at SummerSlam?
Well, I'll go into it more at the prediction video that we do over this.
Yeah.
But I will say this. You cannot find a more perfect team than this to go against the Street Profits. And it's about time we had another heel tag team on Raw. That's something we're missing out on, man.
Yeah, we've obviously been building to this. It wasn't anything unexpected. Angel and Andrade will probably win the championships at SummerSlam. I mean, they like to let heels win the WWE because it's not good television to see a good guy on top. It's better television to see a good guy reaching. Ooh, shit, I said.
Party foul.
All right, so it's better to see a face reaching for the belt. It's more entertaining television to see someone striving for it. You wouldn't go watch Lord of the Rings if Frodo had already thrown the damn ring into the fires. I mean, it would be boring as shit.
So next up, we have the match that was being built up during the second segment of the show. Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler. Now, this match, both of them, they wanted to go at each other, just start throwing straight blows at each other. Like
I thought this was a shoot.
It was a complete no-sell fest. I'm not even going to lie.
No one sold fuck all.
Like, nobody sold a goddamn thing, man.
And they were just kind of doing the whole, like, you know, like when you're waiting for the security to break you up and you just kind of do the whole that thing on each other? Like, you know the one, right? That one. Like, that's all they were doing the entire time and selling nothing. And then they just did that on the outside until the ref kind of...
She didn't sell, and Nia didn't sell. Nia threw Shayna out, the ring hard, no sell.
But I love this, though. Nia Jax needs to be like the Brock Lesnar of the women's division. And if Shayna Baszler, because I would say she is because she's the MMA fighter, and she's the badass or whatever. But size-wise, as far as sheer dominance goes, Nia can throw around any of those any day of the week.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I love Nia Jax, but Shayna Baszler has been sold as this dominant, terrifying figure, and you get those two together in a ring. Like, I'm I'm fucking jazzed for it, mate.
I love it.
And I
it, guy.
was so disappointed when they called this match for Raw because I was like, shit, they're going to blow this off now and have Baszler beat Jax up because that's where it's going. We can't have Baszler lose. I know where it's going. But I want there to be some build-up before I get my payoff.
Exactly.
I don't mind knowing where it's going. That's fine. The obvious build-up is not a bad thing. You go watch the hero journey over and over again, knowing exactly where it's getting in, the good guy's going to win. That's fine. That's not disappointing. That's still good writing. But just tell it good. And telling it good is not blowing it off here. It's letting it build out because these are two giant, terrifying motherfucking and we want to see them collide, man.
SummerSlam match.
Another SummerSlam match. Well, it better be a SummerSlam match.
So good on them for this one.
Yes. And you know what? They didn't even determine a winner. This ended by DQ, and they start meleeing on each other, and then they start beating the shit out of security.
Never even really started a match. This is the way they should have done it. It was perfect. Perfectly done. I make fun of SmackDown writers all the time, but Raw writers... So after this, Seth and Murphy come out to the ring because Dom is supposed to confront Seth, and Seth's like, I want to be a peaceful man. I'm not this person. He tells Dom to come out, and he's like, Dom, I know you're still feeling frustrated. Let's just talk about this. Dominic comes out. He doesn't waste any words. He just immediately attacks Seth, which is dumb because there's fucking Murphy right there.
The highly underrated Murphy at that.
So Murphy jumps him, and it's 2-on-1 beat down. And then the, half effective Aleister Black comes out with his injured arm to try and make the save, which he does for 5 seconds, but eventually they beat his ass. And then Seth and them have, Seth and Murphy have Aleister at their mercy. And Seth tells Murphy, you know what you have to do.
Yeah, you know what you have to do. So Seth got into his head. He really sold him. Like, think about all the times he beat you.
Yeah, Murphy did look a little hesitant, but
like me. And he grabbed Aleister Black, and he did what Seth pretty much did to Ray.
So yeah, he jabbed his eye into the ring, the corner, and Aleister sold the eye for a second, and then Dom came back with the kendo stick, started wailing on Seth and Murphy and sent him packing. I think it's unfortunate that Aleister has to come out every week and just get injured by these two, but I get they're trying to build Seth and Murphy up as being something sinister and something devious, so I guess it is what it is. But later in the night, we would get a Humberto Carrillo match versus Murphy. So my question is, where the fuck was Humberto during this whole beatdown? And also, where was KO during this whole beatdown? Like, none of your beatdowns make sense when there's two guys on the bad team and you have Ray, Dom, KO, and Aleister all against him. That's 4-on-2. And yet the faces can't seem to muster themselves all in one place to not get their asses fucking beaten up and blinded. Like, that makes absolutely no sense. It's bad storytelling. Fuck you. We're not stupid. So, sorry. Not in on this one. They're pushing me away on this one.
Next up, we had a little segment of the VIP Lounge with MVP Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, now known as the Hurt Business. They called the special guest of the VIP Lounge was Mustafa Ali, or as R-Truth would call him, Mufasa. Oh man, such a gem.
Simba, you must follow the prod. I can't do a James Earl Jones. I'm sorry, I can't do one. I tried really hard, but I failed.
They do a bunch of jabbering. And MVP offers Ali the same offer that he said that he had and anybody else to join the Hurt Business.
Yeah, this is the same bullshit. MVP tries to get him to join. Ali says no. The only thing that was different about this is that in the middle of it, R-Truth ran out and tried to pin Shelton Benjamin, but
he wanted his baby back.
But he got ran off. Go to commercial, we come back, and it's going to be Bobby Lashley versus Ali. For the most part, this match was nearly a squash match, But again, these are 205 Live guys facing Bobby Lashley, who's someone who should be facing, Drew McIntyre on the top of the top. Bobby wins this one with a full Nelson eventually, but it's a shame because, again, Mustafa Ali losing in his second week back after all this buildup of him coming back it's just kind of a shame. But I don't think he should have been put in this match in the first place.
But then again, you gotta have something to make Bobby look good now.
No, that's fine, but you don't put Bobby in the match this week. What you do is like, because you have a Hurt Business that's got 3 members in it, and Mustafa Ali embarrassed him last week, so you want to embarrass him. So what you do is you have him face Shelton Benjamin this week. And who fucking cares about Shelton and Benjamin? You've already proved that WWE doesn't care and that we as viewers shouldn't care. So it doesn't matter if Ali beats him or you put him up against MVP. And this whole thing is centered upon the fact that MVP can't win his own stuff and he needs these guys' help. So you have Ali beat MVP. You have him beat Shelton Benjamin for at least a week or two. And then he runs against Bobby Lashley, and Bobby Lashley is the roadblock that puts him down. But you at least give him a couple of weeks of actually winning matches before squashing the dude after 1 week of being back. This was a borderline squash. In fact, it was a squash. It was just an extended squash. It was a long squash.
I can't agree with you, but I can't disagree with you either. This match was meant for Bobby. They're still building Bobby up the way they should be. It just had to come to Ali's expense.
That's fine. Have Ali beat MVP and have Bobby beat Cedric Alexander and then later on the night. Cut the fucking matches in half as far as length goes, and you can fit them both in. Mm-hmm. It didn't have to come at Ali's expense because Ali just came back.
All right. So next up, we have the Raw Women's Championship match between Sasha Banks and Asuka, where nobody has a championship advantage. What can I say about this match?
Well, let's just set it up real quick. Kyrie runs Bayley off at the beginning, so let's set that up because that comes into play later.
Yeah.
Kyrie runs Bayley off, and they run to the backstage. So we think we're gonna get a pure, clean, finished match with no interference with just Bayley and Asuka. We think. Continue.
So after a few submission moves by both parties, it goes backstage to where Bayley was just beating the hell out of.
Asuka actually had Sasha in peril. It looked like she was going to finish her off, and then the cameras come on, the big screen comes on, and it shows Sasha's just whipping Kyrie's ass.
Bayley whipping Kyrie's ass.
Oh, sorry, Bayley's whipping Kyrie's ass.
Bayley's just beating the hell out of Kyrie Sane. And now Asuka has to choose. Either win the match or go save a friend.
So yeah, Kyrie was actually screaming for Asuka at one point in time. It was kind of a heartbreaking moment, man.
That really was. I was sad.
So she chooses her friend, which is something I'd like to point out that Bayley or Sasha would never do.
They really wouldn't.
So they would never give that up. They would never give up the title for their friend, and Asuka chose that. And let's get on her. She's a good person. So after that, Murphy comes out. I forget his full name because it's just Murphy now. It's Murphy versus Humberto Carrillo, who is conspicuous by his absence earlier. Like, you fucking bitch-ass motherfucker. Why wouldn't you come help your friends when they were getting beat down earlier? But whatever, you're here now looking all angry. But we know you're here to eat a pin, and that's exactly what you do. But at least they gave you some time to look like, you actually could do something for 5 minutes. But we never knew what was going to... All right, sorry. The finish of this was never in doubt for a second. Did anyone think this was going to happen any other way? Anyone?
No.
All right.
The highly underrated Murphy goes out there. He kicks ass, man. He kicks ass. Finishes him off with the Murphy's Law.
Yep. It was an okay match. Humberto put a good show in. It was predictable, but understandable. It's what needs to happen. Murphy doesn't need to look weak right now.
Especially after you just put someone's eye out.
Humberto is there to put on a good match before eating a pin. That's his job now, unfortunately, in the WWE, because we have those people. That's what he does now. So he's like Dolph Ziggler Jr.
Yeah.
But at least Dolph does sell with the best of them. He's the best seller in the WWE right now. I will say that. Speaking of Ziggles, Ziggly Boo,
Ziggy.
Ziggly Wiggly, Ziggy Stardust, and the Spiders from Mars.
We go into our main event. Drew versus Dolph for the WWE title.
Yep.
And it starts off with, of course, the BMF, Drew McIntyre. He goes down the ramp, he grabs the microphone, and he cuts a promo referring to when Randy called him out earlier.
So he accepts Randy's challenge, and then he also, which, Cool. Again, we already went over that. That's going to be a good thing.
Which we knew that was going to happen.
And then he finally tells Dolph, Dolph comes to ringside and tells Dolph what the stipulation is going to be for the match. And he just sets Extreme Rules, which is really fucking stupid, which is one of those things that makes us groan with faces whenever they do something stupid like this. That's the reason why we like Drew in the first place, because he hasn't been doing stupid shit. So I don't know why he just said, Extreme Rules for both of us, mate. Like, he could have done any fucking thing, but what the fuck ever, man.
Well, I think this is just his play on when he told Dolph, I'm going to hurt you. I'm going to hurt you bad.
That's fine, but he should have done the exact same thing Dolph done to him. Extreme Rules for me only.
But come on now, you know that's a heel move.
No, at this point in time, it's been done to him, so turnabout's fair play. It would have been just cause. And quite frankly, because we know we're moving on to Drew or to Randy at this point in time, we want to see Drew just beat Dolph fucking down. Dolph deserves it. Dolph's been a fucking shit, man. He's been a right little fucking prick this entire time. He deserves a beating. And he pretty much got one this time. I'm not going to say he didn't. He got a pretty good beating this time around. But I would have liked for it to be more of a squash. And I would have liked for Drew to continue to display being a smart face for, one of the first time. That's one of the things we liked about, Stone Cold and The Rock. They were not stupid faces. We like a smart face, one that doesn't fall for this stupid fucking, heel tricks because we've seen him a million times. You should know him by now. So
I definitely know him.
You do him.
Actually, I don't. I'm a fair man. Don't let that fool you. No, I'm a very fair man. As Drew celebrates his victory, they shoot a close up on his face. And then out of nowhere, an RKO right there. Boom.
Another thing I called before it even happened. Just saying.
You did not call it because that's out of nowhere.
No, I was outside again smoking cigarettes and drinking excessively. But I said to myself, this match is going to end with fucking Randy, right? Because I was like, either Randy's going to come out and RKO Drew after the match, or he's going to RKO Dolph during the match, so Drew has the title for him to face him at SummerSlam and keep. That's how they're going to keep how Drew's going to win the match. It's one of the two.
But it was out of nowhere, man. You're ruining the out of nowhere thing, man.
I don't think I'm one man with 38 viewers. I don't think I can ruin out of nowhere for anyone.
That.
And I'm pretty sure most of those views are the three of us.
I get it that it's predictable and all, but it's supposed to be out of nowhere.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Heels Up. We will see you guys next time we decide to do something fun. I don't know when that'll be. Probably SmackDown. Probably before then. I don't know. What do you feel like doing?
SmackDown.
SmackDown? See, I thought you were going to say run some guns down to Mexico and get a bunch of blowing hookers, but,
Come on, some of our viewers are kids. I can't say that.
No, they aren't if you heard the way I talk. All right. Well, good night.
Night.